The new acronym in the Nigerian political lexicon appears to be getting more popular even as the political temperature continues to rise geometrically. By the Electoral Act of 2010 as amended, it is only the permanent voter card, PVC, that guarantees every eligible Nigerian the right to exercise his or her franchise and determine those that will run the affairs of the nation in the next 4 years. To give all Nigerians of eligible standing the rights as mandated by the Act, the National Electoral Commission, INEC, is still carrying out continuous voters registration exercise. Ironically, while millions of Nigerians are yearning to register, INEC has tons of unclaimed permanent voters cards. To whom do they belong, and why have they remained uncollected? That is the focus on Nigeria Today. I am Segun Ojelade. I have with me in the studio to discuss this topic of why do we have so much number of unclaimed PVCs in the country as of the moment, few months to the general election, is Rotimi Oyekomi. He is the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman. I welcome you to the program.
Thank you for having me.
I also have with me Madam Ebere Ifendu. She is the President, Women in Politics Forum. Madam, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Let me start with the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman. Why are our PVCs residing at various INEC offices, even though they are supposed to be in our homes?
Thank you very much. It is quite unfortunate that we still have as many permanent voter cards with us. The bulk of the number it dates back to the 2015 general elections, and we have doubled our efforts now to sensitize Nigerians on the need for them to come and collect their PVCs. And part of the efforts we are embarking on is to call them directly for those who have telephone numbers, and we will also appeal to the stakeholders in the communities to call on their subjects to turn up, because you cannot collect the PVC by proxy. You have to be present to collect it. Now, there was something one of the southwestern states, I don't want to mention, did recently as an experiment. The resident electoral commissioner isolated about 100 permanent voter cards to say, let us deal with this one by one to experiment. And they called over time those that were, supposed to own the cards. And it will interest you that more than 50% are relocated from that particular state to another state. And when our officials asked them to come back, they said it is too far. Some have gone to the far north, some in the far east, and and we even tried to tell them that if you don't have this PVC, you cannot vote. They said, well, they can't come back. That some of them were even asking, are we going to give them the transport fare to come? So that's part of the problem. They also discovered that some had died, and they also discovered that some of those that registered were actually National Youth Corps members that served in that state and had relocated to various parts. So that's the challenge. You have to collect. We cannot post it to you. We cannot give it to either your kid brother or your kid sister. That's the challenge that we face. And so we want
let me ask you.
Yes.
How many registered voters do we have in this country today? And from all these things you are telling us, how credible is that figure now? If we say we have 97 million voters and about close to half still have their PVCs in your offices?
Well, as of 2015, the total figure was about 70 million. And we had about 8 million uncollected PVCs,
wow.
Unfortunately.
Wow.
You know. We started the continuous voter registration on April 27 last year, and between that time and the end of the first quarter this year, we have registered about 7 million new voters. You know, so the challenge is those that have the cards, they've been collecting. It's just that the collection has been slow. And another thing we have discovered, when there is an election, people turn up for their PVCs, like Anambra. You know, when Anambra governorship election was going to take place, many people came for their cards. You know, in other places, whether there is going to be a by-election or a rerun election, you know, probably political parties mobilize their supporters and they come and collect their cards. And we are saying that, look, you don't even need to wait until you need these cards. The cards are there. You know, just come, and the conversation is going on how we can simplify these things and encourage people to come and collect their PVCs.
Now, I think we have a problem on our hands.
Yes.
If we have tons and tons of PVCs uncollected, and then how credible is the voters register now if we begin to say, okay, election is just few months away? Now, are we not paving the way for major problems when it is time for the actual election?
Yeah, if you say that, I think I'll say you're correct. But taking it from where Mr. Rotimi stopped, INEC actually, they are having issues on how to send out the voters card to the people that they are rightful owners. But I want to suggest something. Since most of them have telephone numbers, we can get across to them. Can't we have those cards, PVCs, taken to their new locations? That's the INEC office in those locations, okay? So that they can go there to either change, either do the transfer to now vote in their new place, or collect the PVCs there, because you said they are asking for transport, and that's a very genuine demand with the situation in the country.
Let's quickly ask the INEC man, is that possible?
Well, not possible, you know, because those cards have been configured to particular polling units where they are registered. No, now you can do transfer actually. You can collect the PVC and then transfer to your present location, and that takes another process. So you can only vote where you are registered. That's what the law says. So if we want that to change, I think something has to happen to the Constitution to change that.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. But it's, I mean, somebody told me just this morning that she went to one INEC office here in the FCT to ask for her card. And then when they brought the bags, you know, not one, not two, not three,
that's right,
huge bags, they brought it out from their stores of uncollected PVCs.
That's right.
You know, is INEC not worried? Can we say, okay, we are ready for 2019 election with this scenario?
Well, we would like to, let me seize the opportunity to appeal to Nigerians who have their PVCs in our offices to please turn up to collect them. It is true, they are there, and people have actually been picking them up. It's just that it's like coming in trickles. You know, the figures we're expecting are not coming out yet. And probably people want to wait till the last minute when the general elections will come in before they, because Nigerians seem to have this habit of, you know, last minute rush for things. But I think people should please come, and because the cards are theirs, nobody can collect those cards, nobody can do anything to it. They have to come and collect this.
Nobody can do anything to it.
Nobody can do anything to it.
But we've had cases when Nigerians will tell you that, well, it's likely INEC is playing some pranks. Maybe during the election now, somebody is going to use that card.
No, it's impossible. That's why we have the smart card readers, and that's why we have the biometrics. So, you know, you turn up at the polling unit, you bring your card out. There are some processes we have to run you through for you to be able to vote. So it's simply impossible for anybody else to take somebody else's card and use it to vote. It's impossible.
No, sorry, sir. Let me go back to Mr. Rotimi. Mr. Rotimi, don't you think that this is another way? Oh, address me. Don't you think it's another way of people not showing interest in the elections? Because if they really see that their PVCs can, you know, change the equation, they will go and pick it up. But most times people believe that is there any need for us to vote? And when they have such feelings, that's why they don't want to risk traveling. They don't want to spend their money also.
It's even you who I want to answer that question.
Yes.
Who do you blame? Voter apathy, like you have said, you know? Is it INEC? Is it the lack of political awareness among the people? Or disillusionment, like you said, you know, losing faith in the system?
It's losing faith in the system. Honestly, losing faith in the system. Yes, there's also that political awareness that is not there, you know, because we need to resensitize people to let them know that, you know, with the card readers, with new things that INEC is coming up with, that our votes will count, okay? Because most times our votes never really counted, and so why would I stress myself to pick up the PVC when I know that I will queue to vote and my vote won't count? So it's for INEC to come up with, you know, more sensitization, letting us know maybe that this is a new INEC, this is a new system with the card reader, things will change, and then we need you to vote and try whether, you know, your votes will count this time.
Let's give the INEC man opportunity now to polish the image of INEC. Will our votes count in 2015 and 2019? What are the reforms? What are those things that are in place to say, okay, this election will be credible?
Absolutely. There's one thing that has become very evident since this commission came on board in 2015, and that is the determination that votes will count. And if you look at the margin of those who win against those who lose, it's getting more and more thinner, yes. You know, unlike before when you had those big numbers. In some places, the margin may just be a little over 20 or 30, you know. And then the system we are adopting is also helping. In Anambra, for instance, the results were pasted at each polling unit, you know. So by the time INEC was ready to declare the results, the civil society organization and the party agents already had theirs, because they had agents all over the place and they were collating these results. So it was very obvious that they were satisfied, because if INEC had produced another set of figures, it would have been very obvious that something had happened. So that is, and that happened in Edo election. We have conducted about 178 different types of elections, and including 5 governorship elections, and things are getting better and better. So we are determined, and we are assuring Nigerians that only the votes will count. The INEC chairman is always saying it, and we mean it, and we are determined to make 2019 better than 2018.
Okay, I'm giving you enough time to campaign on INEC. If you say one more word, you will pay. The program is Nigeria Today. We're looking at the issue of huge number of uncollected PVCs by Nigerians, Nigerian prospective voters. We'll take a short break. We'll listen to some Nigerians who probably have collected or are yet to collect their PVCs and why.
Have you collected your permanent voter's card?
Yes, I've collected it. Collected it in Kaduna,
Where?
2011, in my village. That's Kajuru local government, Tabongari polling unit.
I collected it from Gwarimpa, where they call the Charlie Boy area there. My polling unit is there, so I collected it from there.
I collected it at the electoral office in INEC office in Kuje.
Have you collected your permanent voter's card?
No, I haven't collected it.
Why haven't you collected?
They said they will send a text message to me, and up till now I haven't got the text message.
Which?
That Amak area 10, that was where I registered.
Okay. Until now they've not given you.
They have not sent a message, and they said that they will send me a text message, but I believe that it's up to 4 months now that I have registered.
Okay. No,
Yes, I went there. They said I should then send to the branch. They sent the branch that I do the registration.
Where is that?
To News Engineering, Dawaki Extension.
Okay.
So they said you just send test, or I should come later. I went there 3 times. They say I should come, so I just refused. I said I will come there again.
I've collected my permanent voters card, but the challenge I'm having that I collected it at Kaduna. If they can make it centralized, so anywhere you are, you can use it, it will be better for us. Because some of us wanted to vote, but because of this challenge of transfer or go to where you get it, it's a challenge.
You're welcome back. Many questions there. CPS, we'll move very fast.
Right.
You have had some of the comments of Nigerians out there. Somebody collected this card in Kaduna. He is now in Abuja. Can he vote in Abuja or in Kaduna? Quickly.
He cannot vote in Abuja, unfortunately, because it's a constitutional thing. He has to go back to Kaduna to vote.
It cannot be changed to Abuja.
No, it can. He will have to apply for transfer of voting point.
How long will that take?
That shouldn't take more than ideally 3 months.
Wow.
For the processes, you know, because this is it, you know, he cannot use that PVC anymore.
Okay.
He has to be knocked off from where he's coming from and put in the new place, and they have to print another PVC that will have to be configured to where he is. So they have to, you know, there are some back-end activities that will go.
What is this idea of sending text messages to those who went to register?
It's still part of our effort to sensitize people that when your card is ready. The gentleman who spoke, I think the PVC is not ready yet because I think he newly registered from what he said.
Yes. So
you should just exercise some patience. When the time comes, when the PVC is there, we will send text message to him to come and collect the PVC.
Madam Oyikomi, please give me, if you give me one more, a little more time to probe some of these issues.
Okay.
There are people who say you even had somebody there.
Right.
You went to where he registered first time, second time, third time, until he got annoyed that he's not going back there. There are people who went to where they registered and they say, sorry, your card is not here. It's now in this location, go to another location. And you keep going around like that. That's within the same state or the same location.
That's
you know?
Right.
So what is really happening? Why is it not possible to collect your PVC where you registered?
No, it is. It is where you register that you are supposed to report to collect. And honestly, I feel very bad that some Nigerians are going through difficulties, you know, like this gentleman narrated just now. And I would not say that things are perfect. We have challenges, really. And this is the part of reform that we are carrying out. We are trying to address these issues, even with our staff. You know, how you address these people when they come, and how you sanitize your processes, how to simplify, the arrangement of the cards so that when people come, it will be easy to just go to where the cards are. And these are things that are ongoing. So there are no easy answers, but we don't enjoy it. I feel personal pain when I see Nigerians talking about the difficulty they go through in trying to retrieve cards, and such that some of them even get discouraged. They say they don't want to go back, but we'll try our best to bring them back when the time comes.
Now, Madam Ifendu, we have had all the challenges people are facing, although we may not know the number of cards that have not been collected from INEC. But my question is to those of you CSOs, civil society organizations. Is it enough during election to start scrambling to go and monitor election when the processes of election is not effectively being monitored? I've not been hearing CSOs, on advocacy for people to go and collect the army. What are CSO doing to ensure that this election that we are about to go in, some of these knotty problems are ironed out, even with INEC and the public?
Yeah, the CSOs are doing so much towards that direction. for us in Women in Politics Forum, we've reached out to so many people. We are working with the National Association of Nigerian Traders, and we have seen some of these challenges, and some of them are challenges actually that we really do not have control over, that INEC will be the people to, you know, solve. It's not just about picking up the PVCs. There's also the challenge of getting, you know, registered. The PWDs, people living with disabilities, they are not able to access centers. And so we are disenfranchising them. Pregnant women, generally women, and you know, people that are old and sick. There is no provision to, you know, give them access to registration centers. So we are losing the numbers when people are not able to collect their PVCs. We are also losing numbers when people are not able to register, because we've done a lot of sensitization, and through those sensitizations we got to realize that, look, we need to do something. We are reaching out to INEC, and I'm happy that Mr. Rotimi is here. He'll be in a better position to tell us what we can do more. Because on our part, we are doing what we should do as civil society, and then INEC will have to, you know, tell us how they are going to, you know, change some of the hurdles people go through. I went to Otako Market once, you know, on sensitization, and the people said, Madam, we are traders. We went there the first day, second day, we can't continue to do that. But they really want to register. Another problem again with that is they cannot register where you know, their business is set up. They will have to register where they reside, because if they register around Otako on election day, they will not be able to. Exactly. So these are the challenges. And then they will tell you that if they have to close their shop to go to register, it should be an easy thing for them, and not for them to close their shop first day, second day, third day. And with the economic situation, definitely everybody will understand that. So the zeal is there to register and to participate, but INEC will have to tell us how to go about it.
Some issues that each time Madam speaks, she raises some questions, and I'm forced to come back to you. Now, is there any form of networking or collaboration with other stakeholders like CSO, you know, to make this system work better? You don't have much time.
Yes, we actually have what I call quarterly consultative meetings with stakeholders, CSOs, the media, security agencies, and we discuss, frankly, issues that affect, you know, Nigerians and the processes and procedures that we undertake. And for the physically challenged or the people living with disabilities, and other, we have special consideration. For instance, in Anambra, we provided magnifying glasses for albinos. Yes, you know, and then we made sure that those who are people living with disabilities are given preference. If you see somebody on wheelchair, he's taken right from the vehicle straight to the voting point, and that worked very well. And we also intend to expand. We are also trying, for instance, for albinos, we don't know how many are existing in all parts of the country, so we need data on how to be able to know. So if we have information and in consultation with our stakeholders, we will be able to assist.
Okay, how about the issue of somebody going to registration centers once, twice, and is not able to register, and he has a shop that he or she has left behind, and then again you have huge number of people in one unit trying to register? You know, what is the problem?
Well, initially, when we started the CVR, we were using some of the old machines bought in 2011 and all of that. But when this challenge came up, the Commission quickly purchased, you know, state-of-the-art direct data capturing machines, and more machines have been deployed to the FCT. Of course, initially they were registering between 200 and 250 Nigerians, but now they register up to 2,000 per day.
Is the registration still on?
Yes.
It's still on, yes. It's still on. Okay. It's still on. You know, we do it on quarterly basis. Okay. You know, we finish the first quarter, and I think the second quarter is on now.
Now? Yes. So people are still advised to go to registration centers?
That people are registering as we speak, every day.
They can't be registering now, it's night. Well, I must thank you, Mr. Rotimi Oyeyemi, the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman. We wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
As you organize the 2019 election.
Thank you very much, sir. And
then Madam Ebere Ifendu, thank you, President Women in Politics Forum. We thank you for all you're doing also to ensure that more Nigerians participate in the 2019 election. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Now, until we come your way with another edition of the program, Nigeria Today, tomorrow, do join us. I am Shegun Ojelade. Bye-bye.